Finished our jog. Just did 3 miles. Nice. Good job, Malip. So we did 3 miles around the block. Um, as part of our recovery, one, I buy Gatorades from Costco. These are the zero sugar. So these have the fake sugar in them. I don't know if it's like sorbitol or sucralose. But effectively they're 0 calories or 5 calories total, which is nice. But I have seen studies that over the long term, it doesn't really reduce your total calories, because I think it gets you accustomed to the taste of sweetness, and then from there it leads to kind of snacking a bit more, or like kind of craving of sugary treats, and then overall you get like still the same effect. So you could have drinking something sugary, or you could have drinking something with fake sugar, and then you still eat more sugar. So but I still like it though. I hope it doesn't have any long-term effects. Some people say it's like cancerous. I don't think that's the case as far as like studies go, but I drink some Gatorade because you want to replenish your water and your electrolytes. So this is like your sodium, your potassium, mainly those two, so that you don't cramp up. These are metabolites that get used up in the body or get excreted so during contractions. And they also get urinated out, so you have to make sure to replenish them. If you just drink water, it could be bad for you because you get rid of the electrolytes and you just get water, and you essentially dilute your serum, your blood concentration of these electrolytes, and then that could lead to pretty bad things, even like as much as delirium, where you become like unaware of your surroundings, you become unaware of what you're doing. So delirium is kind of like, it's kind of like a psychosis, but it's just like you have no idea what you're doing. I've seen it. It's not great. So you want to drink water with electrolytes. You can drink electrolyte powders. So I actually have that here. This is Liquid IV. This is also from Costco. But all in all, it's just electrolytes. Again, if you look at it, it's just sodium, which is your salt. It's also, let me check, potassium should be in here. Yeah, potassium is here, but it's at not too much of a concentration. Vitamin C is here. Niacin, vitamin B12 or B6, B12. So it does have some other things in here, but most importantly is your electrolytes. The other stuff you can just get from cereal, because cereals are fortified, so you can just get all your vitamins from there, and other fruits as well. You know. Anyways, I drink this. It's cold, so it's really nice. I go through them pretty quick. The other thing I do is the only real 2 supplements that have any kind of scientific backing as far as what's good for you, like for fitness / muscle growth, is going to be one, caffeine. So for caffeine, it's not that it directly leads to muscle growth, but it's more so it gives you the energy needed to then work out. So that's one thing you can do, but it's not really for muscle growth. The other one is creatine monohydrate. This you can buy at Costco. This is enough for, I think it was like, I forget how many days, 300 days or quite a bit of scoops. I forget. 135 days. So this is 4 months, 4.5 months, and it's only when it's full price, it's $20. When it's on sale, it's $15. You don't want to buy any other creatines, really. All the other creatines are just overpriced in a sense. So like if you have a favorite influencer and they're like selling creatine for like over $20, and like compared to Costco, it's mostly because they're making a profit off of it. Now, if you want to support the influencer, maybe you just still get like a basic creatine monohydrate that's dirt cheap. As you see, like this one I was able to get on sale for $15 for 4.5 months. All you do is you take 1 scoop, right? So the way I like to do it is and people just kind of like put it in their shakes and stuff. I like to just drink it. For me, it makes it easier that way. It doesn't really taste like anything. It's just like powder, right? But with that said, because it's it's in its anhydrous form, right, where like the water was taken out of it. But it's not great. But that's why I drink something with it. You could put it in your shake too and drink it that way. But it's just 1 scoop a day, and that's it. The reason why you would take it is that actually I want to refresh refresh myself on the mechanism of action. But essentially, to my knowledge, and then I'll do another video if I'm wrong about this. The reason you would want to take it is because it helps with muscle recovery, and it also helps with, I believe, it helps put with fluid retention in the muscle cell, and because the muscle cell is mainly a lot of fluid, it also has other like cells within there. I forget their name. They have a particular name. It's been a while since I've taken my anatomy. But the muscle cells, they are nucleated. Multiple nucleuses are there, but the rest of it's kind of like cytoplasm, which is like water and some like electrolytes and so forth. And so it helps with that retention, and it helps them kind of, your muscle cells look a little bit more beefed up. And generally, there's also some research that shows that like when muscle cells are more stretched out, that leads to like damage in the muscle cell, which subsequently leads to repair of it, which makes it a little bit bigger. Because generally what you do when you work out, what you're doing is you're kind of causing micro tears, you're causing damage to it, and then as it repairs it, it grows stronger. And so like you can think of it like shredding it, and then that's why it's called getting shredded, because you're causing micro tears. You fix it, it gets a little bigger, and so forth and so forth and so forth. But that's pretty much it for my recovery. Aside from that is good sleep, I would say. Probably the most important thing is good sleep. It's going to help way more than anything you could take or anything you can eat, or just good sleep in general. If you're not sleeping well, your body's not going to respond well to exercise. It's not going to be able to recover. You recover at night. You get stronger when you recover. That's when you truly grow muscle. When you're at the gym, you're just breaking yourself down. So this is all to say, it's good to like prioritize sleep. You want to make sure you're hydrated so you can keep your activity going. So for me, I drink Gatorade and water. And then I take creatine. You don't have to take creatine, but it's well researched for now decades. It's like the only supplement that's pretty well researched. There's all these other creatine. All you need is creatine monohydrate. And it's really cheap, really, really cheap. I'm not sponsored by Costco or anything like that. It's just, that's the cheapest one you can get, and it's really good. Like, you don't need any other one. There's others that are like flavored, or like they're like in gummy form, so they like taste like candy. And those, generally they're going to be more expensive. Like, I saw Costco also sold like a gummy version, and it was like for like $30-$40. So more than, or I think $40. I think more than what this one was, by like double, more than double. It's also like has extra sugar in there. It's gummies, so you're eating like candy. I personally eat the candy separate than just the creatine, if you want candy. And then the other thing is that this is something that's kind of difficult, like when you're compounding medications. If you try to add other things to it, so if you try to, when you compound medications, the more complex you try to make it by adding like other chemicals in there, like food additives or like flavorings and so forth, then what that can do is that can degrade the active product, and that can make it so that the active product, which is the creatine monohydrate, won't be as efficacious for a long period of time. And what that means is essentially you're ruining it. You could be ruining the creatine, and it could lead to a lower concentration or a lower like shelf life for it. And so there's a lot of like other people, like scientists who publish like their findings on it and kind of do research on kind of what vitamins or what's portrayed to be one compound, but in reality it's not that at all. So it might be like, let's say creatine, like in some cases in containers, it might only be 10%. Why? It might not be that they're malicious about it. It's just because they added all these like other additives. It just degrades faster, or it's not as well preserved. So, or it might be that like, let's say you kept it in the sun, or depending on how it was warehoused, that it ended up breaking down in the process. Because all these compounds are just chemicals that react, right? Everything reacts to some extent. And so like if I leave something out in the sun, it's more likely to react and go bad. Anyways, enough about chemistry and pharmaceuticals. As a recap, what I do to recover after a run: 1, I hydrate. 2, once a day, I'll take my creatine. 3, I'll sleep. And number 4, I also take some adult gummies, vitamins. Yeah, I just do that as well. But that's really it. There's not anything too complex or anything like that. It takes me very little time. The run, I just put on my shoes. I usually wear gym clothes during the day, just because it's more comfortable for me, and then also I'm ready to work out anytime. And more comfortable, yeah. But yeah, I just do that, and then after I'll go shower. So it's pretty easy to keep up. The creatine, it takes me like 1 scoop, like you saw, to put it in, like to just drink it. Gatorade's nice and convenient because I put it in the fridge ahead of time, and so I have my whole fridge full of just tons of Gatorades, which is really cool. Because I never used to have that before, so this is really cool. So if I ever want a cool drink, I just go drink it, and it's great because it's summertime, so it'll keep me cool. And yeah, it's pretty easy to maintain. As far as going to sleep, I try to do a good job about going to sleep early. More recently, I started working at 5 a.m., so there it's a little bit trickier. I've been usually going to sleep pretty early. This is a little bit challenging, I would say. It depends on the needs of the project I want to do while at work, so there's a reason why I'm going in early. It's not to like work extra hours, although I do sometimes. Last week I was working quite a bit of extra hours. Oh no, it's okay, my love. No, that's no problem. I'm just here. No. I'm just pointing the phone at myself. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I am working some extra hours, but like last Tuesday was a bit excessive. I really wanted to get something done, so I ended up working over 12 hours that day. That one I pushed myself too hard, and I think that's why I got sick last Wednesday. But or like today, I wanted to finish the task, and so I entered at 4 a.m. this morning. But I ended up napping throughout the day afterwards, after I got off of work. So it was pretty easy to get some rest in. But I was pretty tired today. But sleep is one of the most important things. It's hard if you probably have like a family or kids or kids. I think can probably be pretty hard. But we do our best to try to stay healthy. We have constraints in our lives, and it's tough. I'm not going to say it's definitely not easy. It can be harder for some people, but we do the best we can. So we want to try to do the best we can: sleep well, eat well, exercise. Just because I think the biggest thing is you don't want to get. For me, it's like you want to be healthy, you want to feel good, yeah, but you also don't want to get sick. I don't like getting sick, and I can't imagine having like a pretty strong chronic disease, later. It'd be pretty tough. that's, I think that's the end of my tangent. I might just stay on the stream just until I finish the dishes. So I started washing the dishes. Doesn't take too long. Yeah, we have a dishwasher, but I never got used to using a dishwasher. I never really liked it, the idea of dishwasher. I don't know why. Just kind of like hand washing better. I think it's just because I'm not used to it. But I usually just hand wash. We don't use too many dishes, so gotta wash dishes about once every 2 days, sometimes every 3 days. Just because we won't do them every day. We'll just kind of like let them stack for a little bit and then do them all. But yeah, that's pretty much it. About to finish washing these last two. If you did stick around to the end of the video, I appreciate it, but I don't think it's too exciting, like just me washing my dishes. But if you're interested in my recovery, then that covered some of it towards the beginning. Also, sometimes try to go into the science of it, just because that's a bit of my background, or it used to be my background before I transitioned to programming. Still is to some degree because the knowledge kind of stays within there. So you can see that if you don't use things for like over a decade, then things can start to fade. Alrighty. Thank you so much, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful night.